talk to you all about why banks only approve people with this type of credit profile. Okay, so we're going to break down what it takes to actually make a strong credit profile. All right, this is what banks are looking for, of course, when you have on your credit report in general. Okay, so first things first, we do get people that ask us, can we help you improve your credit score? Yes, we can. We can take a look at your credit report, ask you what your goals are, and then create a custom blueprint specifically for you based on your credit score and your credit report. Okay. This can also help you qualify for home ownership, and this can help you lower your car payment. And we can help you just like we help these people right here on your screen. Scan the QR code or click the link inside of the chat. Okay. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. So, first things first, okay, is going to be understanding how inquiries affect your score. Okay. Now, it's not that big of a deal. However, banks don't want to always see you with a lot of inquiries. Okay. Now, again, it's not the end of the world, but sometimes it's a sign of desperation. Okay. If a person's constantly looking to get approved for specific credit cards, if they're constantly looking to get approved for an auto loan, right? And so the assumption is, why hasn't this person been approved yet? Or why hasn't this person essentially move forward with any one of the financial institutions, banks, with those specific type of situations? So, for example, if you're looking to, let's say, buy a car, if you have 10 inquiries to get a, trying to get a car, it's not the end of the world. But the assumption is you got the car. But if you go to another dealership and 10 banks have already seen your credit profile, the question is, what are we doing? Are we indecisive and just letting anybody run our credit? Or essentially, did you not like the numbers? So again, you got to understand how that works. It's not the end of the world, but just do know the entire point of having credit, someone has to take a look at it. Okay. But it can weaken your profile if it's not managed correctly. Too many hard pulls or new accounts can make you look risky. And yes, even if your credit score is always high. Okay. So make sure that you guys know that as well. Next is going to be a strong credit profile is more than just a high score. A lot of people think, oh, my credit score is over 650, 680, 720, 780. No, it's about what makes it that score. I've seen people with one or two accounts and they're in the 700s. Okay. That's a light credit profile. Okay. And so, matter of fact, we're going to start breaking that down. I'll break that down on another video and showing you all the differences between a light credit profile, right? So, as also known as thin, okay, and a thin versus strong. So that'd be another video for another day. All right. But either way, a strong credit profile is more than just a high score. It tells lenders you're low risk and financially stable. Okay. That means on time payments, low balances, a mix of accounts, and no recent negative marks like a collection, a charge off. Okay. So again, all of these make sense. Late payments, child support, the list goes on. Okay. At least within the last 24 months. No one's looking for perfection, but they're looking for you to be almost flawless. Okay. So do understand that for sure. Next is going to be account age. Okay. The age of your accounts. The question is, how long can you keep doing what you've been doing? Okay. Anybody could have credit for good for a month or two, 3 months, right? But they want to know years. Have you been paying your bills on time for years? Have you been keeping your balances, decent for years, right? Have you been naturally adding accounts over years of time? Okay. But account age plays a major role in your credit strength. The longer your accounts have been open, this is the key, the more trustworthy you look to lenders and banks. Now, let me pause real quick. There's two types of accounts that build your credit. You have revolving and you have installments. Okay. So now with revolving, there's balances. They expect you to have some type of balance. I won't say expect you to like let them make money off of you, but revolving means that you can always swipe the card and there may or may not be a balance. Okay. It revolves. Okay. Let's say you swipe for 1,000 and you're making monthly payments, or you pay it off, you can swipe it again. That's revolving accounts. Revolving accounts are really the strongest amount of accounts that you can have on your credit report, because let's say, for example, you get I know some people that have had credit cards for years, because you can get a credit card and have it open as long as the company is open, right? This is why you got to be careful with retail credit cards, because more than likely that credit card is only going to stay open as long as the brand is open. But if you had a Carson's card, if you had a, Sears card, right? Those would have been closed. But if you have a Capital One, a Chase Bank, something that's with a traditional bank, that's going to be on your credit report for years. Okay. Then that goes into next is a credit mix. This is a mix of credit. What is a credit mix? This goes back into what I just talked about. Okay. Handling different types of debt. So if you have a credit card, now this doesn't mean that you can't get approved. I want to be clear. But this is what banks look for to make the approval easier. Okay. When you have multiple credit cards, when you naturally have installment loans, right? I forgot to break that down. An installment account is anything that ends in the word loan of these four types: student loans, mortgage loans, auto loans, personal loans. Okay. Those are going to be the four main types of loans. Now, those are on your credit report, but those usually have expiration dates. What does that mean? That means that if you, let's say, for example, you decide that you want to get a car, right? You get a 4-year loan, 5-year loan, 6-year loan, whatever time frame that is. At the end of that loan, it's done. So you may or may not ever get another auto loan, right? And you just keep that car until it just dies out. That is how installment loans work. Okay. Versus revolving, as we just mentioned, it's natural and normal for a revolving account to actually stay on your credit report. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. But here's the thing. A combination of credit cards, auto loans, and installment accounts demonstrates experience and maturity. That shows that you are making the same habits, that you're doing the same thing regardless of what type of loan it is. Next is going to be low credit utilization. Low credit utilization is a quiet score booster that a lot of people ignore. Most people ignore. You know why? Because nobody wants to pay. Not in a bad way. You pay $1,000 for something. It's like, minimum payment or $1,000, right? And this is why the saying goes, don't swipe what you don't have. Okay. So again, that's most definitely key. Keeping your balances under 10% of your credit limit shows discipline, and it increases lender confidence. Okay. See, the key to credit is backwards. Okay. They want you to have access to a lot without using much of it. Because if you use it all, the assumption is if we give you more, you're going to keep using it all. That's too risky. You got to have the right amount of risk. Okay. So now here's the thing. This is what we're teaching people that's inside of our 850 Club Elite community. Elite, I know you guys are in the building. Let us know if you're here. Let us know inside the chat, inside the comment section. All right. So here's some things that's going on in the 850 Club Elite. The 850 Club Elite is essentially a group of people just like you that's watching the same video. Okay. You obviously have some interest in either improving your credit score or accomplishing some of your credit goals. And that's what you can do here. Okay. One of our clients, their credit score went up 43 points. You guys can see right there. That was right there in June 4th. We got Marcus Edwards. Shout out to Marcus. He's probably watching us right now. But he said, listen, I just want to reach out to the community and tell you, if you haven't gotten a game plan from Calvin or his team, you need to. We told him to do quite a few things, but a couple of those things was about his credit card being an authorized user, blah, blah, blah. Not only did his credit score go up, but now we told him, say, listen, one of your goals that you can accomplish right now is you can go ahead and sign up with American Express. He didn't know this. This is why we wanted to tell you this. We had another person that they haven't had a credit line increase on their credit card. We told them how to do this. They were able to increase their credit line. Then we got, of course, a person that's now in the 700 club, right? One of the scores just went up 56 points. The other score just went up 24 points. You guys can see that this is stuff that just happened this month, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Okay. So again, people are accomplishing their credit goals inside the 850 Club Elite. Okay. All right. And so, of course, we do have our elite member of the day. Shout out to Carl. Carl's been going crazy, man. Another guy that watches us on the YouTube channel. He says, we have went ahead and we was approved for another vehicle out here for their two-row fleet. Now, I don't know anything about, I have an idea. I know what two-row is, but I don't have the knowledge on the two-row business. But guess what? He does. And what I mean by that is That was one of his goals, was to make sure that he had the credit profile, okay, so he can continue to expand his fleet. He says, growing slowly but surely, 850 Club is real. I'm a living testimony. Look at that. Getting cars like it's nothing out here. You know why? Because banks like his credit profile. Okay. Now, just so we're clear, we're not just here telling you to go buy stuff, but whatever your goal is, whatever that goal is. So for him, he pretty much is his own rental car company, right? So that's something he wants to do. But for some of you all, you just want your kids to be in a better school district. Your credit is going to play a role. If you want to buy a home, you need to have a credit score. You need to have a certain profile, right? If you want to go get that car, lease that car, lower that car payment, get a better apartment, condo, townhouse, the list goes on, right? It's time for you to go somewhere. You swipe your credit card, it doesn't go through because the limit's not high enough. You need a stronger credit profile. This is what we do here in the 850 Club Elite. Let's go and jump into some questions here, and let me move myself up a bit here. All right. Was this helpful? I'm sure it was. Was this good information? Yes or yes? I'm sure it is. All right. God is in control says, is it good to always do this? Because when I try to do this, they try to pull my credit or anything acts, or I'm asked for is hardcore, it's a soft pull, or it's a hard pull or soft pull. Does it make a difference? Can you really tell me about that one? Yeah. So short version is, what they're pulling is really up to them. Sure, I was saving further than this. If you're talking to someone like face to face and you're giving them your entire social, chances are they're about to run your credit and it's going to be a hard pull. Now, this is if you're in person, but most things online are going to be soft pulls, and they'll tell you that. It'll say no impact, no effect on. They usually won't say it's a soft pull. They'll say like Experian is saying no ding. I don't know why they said that. That's D-I-N-G. I don't know why they said that, but just say anyway. Those are soft inquiries. So, but again, they will tell you that if they don't say it's a soft inquiry, then it's a hard inquiry. Okay, that's the best way I can tell you about that. Grinding for the bag is here. Appreciate you being here, sir. All right. One man, one gang says, I finally caught alive. Calvin's in the building. You better believe it. Garcia says, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Absolutely. Oriel from Florida checking in. Appreciate you being here. Grinding says, my TransUnion just went up another 6 points. See, look at that. It's always happening. Mike is in the building. Carla's in the building. Listen, shout out to Carla, man. You know, I'm excited about Carla because she's been, I think, an elite member for about a month now, maybe less. And she just lowered her car payment $100. I know some of y'all don't believe me. Don't worry. I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to show you. Okay. So give me a second. Give me a second here. Because here's the thing. When you listen to the advice that I give, I'm telling you, you're going to put yourself in a very good position. I don't have all the answers. I'm going to let you know that right now. But quite a few I do. But either way, I'm going to look for this. Let's see here. And let's see what Carla's been up to. Okay. So first off, listen, we got to brag on Carla a little bit because listen, her Experian credit score went up 26 points. Okay. Just by look at that. She over here dancing like George Jefferson. Y'all see that? 28 points. Okay. So it's not about the points. It's just that I know we're inches away from where she's trying to be at. Okay. So again, let's see here. She's been doing so much. She's been consolidating her stuff. Her credit score just went up. That was 18 points again. Her TransUnion went from a 699 to a 723. She was able to get into Navy Federal. So again, the list goes on and on and on. Okay. But there it is right there. The refinance. Y'all see, I'm telling you, watch this. 28 days ago. See, I knew it was about a month. Okay. But listen, refinance approved. Okay. And she's saving almost $100 a month. Isn't that huge? That's huge, guys. Oh, y'all don't even see that. I thought y'all was seeing that. Okay, there it is right there. But it shows right there, guys. Refinance approved, saving almost $100 a month. Y'all see that? I know y'all see it. Okay. So again, we out here lowering car payments and helping people get closer to their credit goals. Okay. All right. So here, let's keep going. Martin says, why would American Express send unsolicited offers for business lines of credit and business charge cards when I do not own a business? You don't have to have, so great question. You don't have to have a business to get a business credit card in most of the credit cards. They would like for you to have a business on the assumption that you're going to spend more, but a lot of business credit cards, they don't even expect you to have a business. Okay. So just know that for sure. One man, one gang says, hey, family on the live. Oh, yeah. No problem. Delaware is in the house. Carla is most definitely killing it for sure. Okay. One man, one gang says, no, Calvin, she really is seeking knowledge and making things happen. This is the Otis. All right. So family stuff. But no, this all good, man. Listen, come back when you can. All right. But shout out to those guys. And of course, Theotis, he's been watching our channel since almost the very beginning. So shout out to Theotis in the building. Okay. But listen, guys, listen, if you are serious about your credit goals, here, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Okay. Subscribe to the channel. However, if you want to accomplish your credit goals faster, you need to join the 850 Club Elite today. How do you join? You scan that QR code right there on your screen, or you click this link that's going to be inside of the chat here. Okay. And you can also go to 850clubelite.com, or you can text credit to that number down at the bottom. Text credit to 708-346-5613 is scrolling down at the bottom. And we'll send you an invitation to our community here. And once you get in, we ask you what your goal is. So if you're looking to accomplish home ownership this year, we can help you accomplish home ownership. Our average person is qualifying for home ownership in 90 days or less. Okay, 90 days or less, people are qualifying for a home. I don't care if you're in the 300s. I don't care if you're in the 400s. I don't care if you're in the 500s. You can qualify for home ownership. Stop listening to people that don't own homes. People that have not accomplished the goal that you're looking to accomplish, they always have the answers. They always do. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure a lot of people have good intentions, but just because they have good intentions doesn't mean they have good information. Okay? Everybody, listen, there are people that want the best for you, I'm sure. But you have to listen, but you have to ask yourself, why am I not, and why don't I have the goal that I'm trying to accomplish already done? I'm just saying that. Okay. But anyway, that's what you want to do for sure. All right. Mike says that free Starbucks is going to taste real good. Listen, Mike had won the Starbucks gift card this morning. We have a Q&A every Wednesday morning. So again, once a week, you get to talk to a credit strategist, making sure. So if you're about to buy that car, let's talk about it. If you're trying to build that property on land, let's have a conversation. If you're trying to get funding for your business, we need to talk about this. We need to make sure before you make these moves, you're not by yourself anymore. Okay. See, when you have a tax question, you call an accountant. When you have a health question, you call a doctor, right? So who do you talk to when you have a credit question? Exactly. We're here for you. All right. But either way, guys, go ahead and scan that QR code. Click the link inside of the chat below there. All right. And we will see you guys inside the 850 Club Elite. Greatly appreciate you guys being here as always. All right. But make sure you guys go ahead and do that. And we'll see you guys inside of the 850 Club Elite.